should be. There we go.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene will take place once again on the road leading up to the Griffith Club, just off. Wow, my brain just died mid-sentence. Will lead on the road leading up to the Griffith Club, just off Gaiety Street in the centre of Dublin City. Our Magi compatriots are very well aware of the Griffith Club and the fact that they can go there for not only free drinks and respite, but also a chance to commune amongst their fellow mages. However, this evening there's something odd, something different, something new. Outside the Griffith Club, you see tacked up you see tacked up on the large red door that leads inside a poster that says Walsingham's Three-Ring Circus, the greatest show on earth. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your wives, and bring your knives. It's due to be a cutting evening for all. It's done in a very kind of neo-Gothic style of picture print, where there are black and whites accented by reds and yellows. It all looks ever so slightly, as I say, elongated. The faces are too the smiles are too stretched. The color palette of the face is too white. Everything just is designed to make them look slightly unusual. And beneath it says Cirque de Macabre, Cirque de Freak, Cirque de Change, Cirque de Magnifique. You will see that as you walk into the Griffith Club.
Lottie's gonna give the poster a good long look and kind of tilt her head. She's never heard of it. She wonders if it's just a thing that people who are not them are into. Who knows if it's a us or them kind of gig. Tilt her head, kind of gaze at the poster. It could be cool. Maybe.
Who wants to do the intro thing next? Kim, you're it.
Okay. Got this. So, Iki will just walk in. Here we go.
Do you even bother to look at the poster?
Yeah, she'll look at it. It mentions something about, like, cutting, right?
It does. It actually says bring your wives, bring your children. Sorry, bring your children, bring your wives, and even bring your knives.
She goes to pat the dagger on the side, on her, hip, and then she realizes, well, I gave that dagger to goon number 52 that day, and goon number 52 kind of was incinerated, as was, a knife. And then she just kind of sadly walks inside.
And Brett, you're up.
Alistair approaches the club and sees the poster on it, and it's like, just... This is probably not good, but I need a decent cup of coffee. So he's just gonna walk into the Griffin Club. He isn't carrying anything with him today because he doesn't think he's gonna need it.
The proprietor at the bar will look down at you all, sleek back his already slicked back black hair, as Lottie enters first and will say, "And what can I get for you, madam?"
Hey, do you got any information about that poster on the door?
Poster, madam.
Get a más cambio.
I didn't realize there was a poster on the door.
I mean, it's right there. I
For the
can get it
record,
for you.
in order to get into the Griffin Club, you actually have to. You go through the large red door, and then you walk up a flight of about 25 stairs. So you actually can't see the outer door from in here, basically.
Shit. Yeah, somebody just slapped on a poster. Never mind, I guess. Some kind of macabre, macabre sort of acrobatic circus thingy.
I'll see that it's taken down in a few minutes. May I now take your order?
Moscow Mule, please.
Beg your pardon?
Moscow Mule, please. Thank you.
I don't know what that is.
What are you asking for, Maya?
Moscow Mule. It's vodka and ginger beer.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were asking for.
Are you going to be eating this evening, madam?
Can I get a hot dog?
Yes, madam can get a hot dog.
Sweet.
What toppings what toppings would you like on it?
Ketchup, mustard, relish. Please and thank you.
We will. He will write it down on a piece of paper and will then turn to Ikiro as she steps to the bar. And what can I get for you, madam?
For you to not do all those exaggerated sighs so much, it's just kind of so utterly boring. Shit.
Whatever you say, madam.
Ooh, she's good.
I've decided that every single bartender at the Griffin Club will be basically an obnoxious human being in one way or another.
Perfect.
And Iki will always shut that shit down.
Do you want to order a drink or something to eat, or are you merely going to take up space at my bar?
Oh.
I think I will take up space here for a little bit, and then go off, because I'm certain that circus or whatever is more entertaining than you, and they probably don't obnoxiously sigh as much as you do either.
He's going for that gold.
And for you, sir, are you going to eat or drink, or are you merely here once again to loiter by my perfectly polished wood?
I was just going to place a finger to the side of his head as if he's thinking about it. And then he's going to say, a cup of black coffee with some pure sugar on the side. And do you have any hummus?
Yes, sir.
I'll take a hummus platter, please.
As you say, sir. He will finish scribbling it all down in his order pad, and then he will walk into the back.
Alistair will go and take a seat.
You know, I gotta say, service like this really, really, really doesn't make me miss home. Feels like I'm right there.
Well, this is a step up on the last bartender. He was a bit of a... Well, he was unpleasant, to say the least.
Take him. Make a perception alertness roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 6. Just you.
Just me? That's fine.
Yes, just you.
Okay. Going here today. Just 2 successes.
Hey, Kim, out of the corner of your eye, you see a portrait hanging on the wall. It's a rather recent addition to the old, mustached, walrus-faced men that are dominating the walls of the Griffin Club. You see a picture dedicated to Walter Coghart III.
OMG Raffleman.
There he go.
There he goes again.
Sorry about that. Where into my speech did you get?
Like you were kind of lagging the whole time. All I heard was
Okay.
there's like a picture of the dude, I'm assuming.
There is a new piece of wall art made with this, canvas art done with oil paints, etc., hanging on the wall that reads Walter Coghart III. He died as he lived, serving the patrons of the Griffith Club. And you see the fact that they put up a painting of the old bartender.
She's going to. Oh man, she probably doesn't carry a Sharpie around. She's going to look around and kind of ask, by chance, does anyone have a Sharpie? Or some writing utensil? Preferably.
Lottie's
Bowser
gonna
will pull a
dig
pen
through
out of his
her.
jacket pocket and toss it to her.
Okay, Lottie will put back her Sharpie marker.
She'll look between the pen and the Sharpie and she'll just kind of say, could I have both? I have an idea.
Sure. She'll pass over a Sharpie marker that's covered in paint and glitter. I have like 7 more in this exact jacket. Keep it.
Thank you. She's gonna walk over and she's gonna start defacing that picture.
Okay. You have Prime Sight up at the moment, don't you?
Yeah. Oh my god, did they fucking enchant this picture?
Of
Yes.
course they enchanted it. Can you imagine how many people have tried to do the same thing you've done?
God darn it.
Magical spray paint, maybe, though.
Okay, so Kim, what happens as you deface the picture is the paint will...
No, you've already done it. You've already done it, though.
Yeah, the thing is I had a sight up, as I always do. So I would have seen the thing
that's
before
fair. I
had
was wondering.
started.
Okay, would you? Are you going to change your action, seeing that it has a protection on it? You don't know what it does exactly.
Look, I've had enough with stuff with Prime. Do you remember the last time I did anything against something that had Prime? I was hit with like zigzag because it came right back to me. I don't need
Yes, you were.
zigzag in my life anymore. I'm changing my ways.
I love how you're being that petty, though. They put up a nice picture of a guy you didn't like, and it's like, I must deface it.
He was a misogynistic old bastard.
Yes.
Are you sure, though?
Very much.
Oh no,
so.
he really was.
Is there a plaque saying that,
Oh,
There's not a plaque because it was very
Kim,
obvious every
hang on,
time.
I will put out. Hey, Kim, the wall underneath him is not warded.
Hey. Do it.
Until I can. What do I need to do to counterspell? Anyway, I probably shouldn't be doing spells in this place anyway.
The
Because
wall underneath the picture is not worded, though.
I know. So
You could just write the misogynistic old bastard.
yeah, she'll write that in really big flowing calligraphy, and then underneath it in tiny little block letters, she's gonna say, "I hope he is eternally eating a dick."
Hey.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over and hand. She's gonna hand the pin back to Alazir and the Sharpie back to Lottie.
Lottie will take back the Sharpie and add it to the others. It is home again.
sorry. Alzir will just take the pen back like he's not paying attention. He's actually reading through his notepad.
You will actually look at the 2 mages that she realizes now that she has not really met before, and she'll go, "Ah, my apologies."
Actually, you have met Alzir before, briefly.
And she probably, oh yeah, he was there
And
at
she's
that
met
wood thing.
and she's met Lottie for a bit.
Oh,
But it's okay. Lottie's more than happy to have a reintroduction.
Yeah, as well as Alazir does tend to have a lot of arcane on him, so.
Also, it's been a long time, and I can't remember who my characters met. So you can kind of see her like open her mouth. She's probably about to go start introductions, and then she just kind of stops as she realizes I've met these people before, and then she just kind of sits down.
Lottie's just gonna have like a smile and be like, "Hi, nice to see you again."
It's wonderful to see you again as well.
Yes, Ikura, right?
Indeed. And if I remember correctly, Miss Lottie or Lotso?
Yep, lots of. Lottie works out well too. And did a shake of the hands.
Yes. So, I believe the circus is in town.
I know. Which is funny because I haven't heard anything about it.
Perhaps we should go investigate.
I always wanted to run away to a circus before.
What, given the history of the past few months, makes you think that going to a circus in the city is a good idea?
I have no idea of what's been going on in the past few months, so I'm going to say absolutely nothing.
Iki's just gonna look over at Halazir, after Lottie speaks, and she'll just kind of chuckle and say, well, a lot of things have been going on, but I like to view it all as a big red button, and you can bet anything that I will always press the big red button.
Well, it's probably fortunate that you weren't at the incident at the cathedral recently.
I wanted to go and roast marshmallows over the burning building, but my brother said that it was best that I not do that.
Well, considering the fact it was caused by a nefandus and something that nobody's been able to accurately describe to me, would probably have suggested it not be a good idea. I'm still working through, oh dear God, about 20 bodies all suffered from congestive heart failure from shock. Their hearts literally exploded as they were scared to death.
Really? That's possible? Huh.
If what they saw is accurate, is entirely possible.
I'm not sure CHF is the... If the hearts explode, it's not CHF.
Hang on, Kim. How much medicine does Ikiro have?
Ikiro has medicine too, okay? Screw you. As someone who's had to study CHF, leave me alone. I can't help it.
When Ikiro says that, I was just like, I know, but do you know how difficult it is to place heart explosion on a normal medical record?
Yes.
Without a plausible diagnosis.
Couldn't you just write out sploosh and then make a little picture of something going sploosh?
Oh, unfortunately, my job doesn't allow me to do that.
Do you know what WPW
He's making up something, maybe.
Oh, my bad.
What'd you say, Maya?
He's just like, the alternative is just making something up and hoping they take it. Being honest. Sploosh.
It's hard to be honest when I'm also trying to maintain the rule of shade.
You could have labeled it as WPW.
Brett doesn't know what WPW means.
Wolf Parkinson White syndrome. In the heart, basically, the heart has another pathway. It's actually kind of easy to cure. They just go in there and burn the electrical conduction pathway. But what happens is basically when your atrial sends the impulses down through your heart, instead of going through the normal conduction pathway, it goes through that little, it goes through that extra one.
Isn't that a congenital
Mhm.
defect?
Yes, but
Yeah.
if the heart rate gets fast enough and it just goes through and goes through, it gets out of sync, and your heart just kind of, it works so hard that it just, it just explodes. That's why they think a lot of like football players, or not a lot of them, but some football players, when they just kind of die out on the field, that they diagnose it as a death from WPW, because their heart just kind of went because it just went so fast.
Alzir's going to nod his head to that. It is technically a congenital defect, so I don't know if I could get the medical examiner to sign off on it. On the other side, I am probably the only forensic anthropologist in this city, so there's the possibility I can get her to bow to my expertise.
How does an entire city not have more than one pathologist or anthropologist?
Well, forensic anthropology is different than pathology.
True enough.
It's a very specialized field.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also allowed me to do a lot of good things for our people.
Nicely done. A toast to making sure shit doesn't fall apart.
Indeed.
Alzir will raise his cup of coffee.
And may all of our hearts not go sploosh. Because that seems like a terrible way to go.
What was described to me was a being made of stars and void. So.
And void.
Yes. Something that my elders did not exactly teach me to identify when teaching me about the Nefandi.
Oh, so not the hearts. Okay, then.
Evan, is there a roll I could do to know what that is? Is that a yes?
No, he said no.
No, you can roll Lord Nefandi.
I also have demon and celestial spirits, if that works too, or if that helps.
No, it is neither a demon nor a celestial spirit.
Okay, let me check how much.
Another thing.
Roll Lord Nefandi Div 8.
Look. 2 successes.
Okay. From what you know, there are three great. There are three organizations that could be, or not organizations. That's wrong. 3 factions that could be determined as Nefandis. One worships Lord Centipede, from your perspective, which is also known as the Worm from an Eastern from a Western perspective. So the Great Destroyer, he who will consume all. One worship the Fallen Ones, aka those who rebelled against the august personage of Jade. And one section worship beings that existed before the august personage created the universe, that existed in the void, the infinite darkness that was before there was anything, that exists still on the periphery of the universe and gaze in at us with hungry eyes. It sounds like the last one. They are called the Shen Xian Yu, or the Outsiders.
Oh boy. She'll ponder on that description for a little bit. She'll then say, I have an inkling of what it might possibly be, if you are interested.
I would recommend not speaking anything about it out loud, as such attention could be drawn.
This is a bar full of mages.
Indeed. And if this thing is as powerful as everybody seems to think it is, even talking about it might draw its attention here.
I don't suppose we could offer it tea.
I doubt it would have slept. And that's how wars get started.
Over tea.
Yes, refusing tea.
Oh. Fair enough. May I see your pen again, then?
He will hand over his pen.
She'll take a napkin and she'll just write outsider on it before sliding it over.
He'll look at it and he'll raise an eyebrow. And he'll say, well, that certainly clarifies part of the mystery. And he'll slide it back to her.
She'll then slide the pen over and then just kind of slide the note over to Lottie.
Say that again. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. She's
I
sliding.
heard something, Lottie.
Yeah, she's sliding the little napkin that she wrote outsider on over to Lottie in case she wanted to know what the thing was as well.
Outsider. Okay. Well, do you think these things would be at the circus? Because if so, shouldn't we check it out? I mean, people could get hurt.
I suppose we should go check it out. At the very least, I can confirm that Templehoff's daughter is not there, as apparently she's the one that is serving this thing.
Ooh. Yeah, it's probably a thing to do. And if all else fails and it isn't some creepy plot, then hey, we go to the circus.
Wonderful.
Zero will stand up. By the way, I don't know if I showed you guys what he looks like.
Sure.
I thought I had it up. Never mind. Just without the blue coat and the apron. What?
I like this guy.
Pejvahat. He's an awesome actor.
Oh, he's so cool. Oh my god, I cried. He's such a good actor. I'm having flashbacks from Bones, excuse me. Why? It was such a good show.
Alright, so Alzir will stand up and put his notepad away. At the very least, I might be able to determine some information about other things occurring in this city. I've been stuck in the lab too much. My assistant said I needed to get out more.
I mean, it's a good idea to do so. And what way than going to the circus?
It said to bring knives, so I hope you all brought knives.
I don't carry weapons. I'm not a violent sort. After all, the Quran preaches service to man, not violence against it.
I mean, but what if someone got hurt and you would need a knife to do a quick surgery operation on them? Knives are useful.
I would hope it wouldn't be me, because while I am versed in anatomy to a great extent, I am not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a PhD.
You could also use knives during sex.
What?
He just kind of blinks. For what reason would I ever wish to do such a thing?
I mean, we don't know what you're
Take him through the mental link. You're getting patted on the head.
I'm not even married. I don't understand.
You don't have to be married. Oh, you could. Look at him. So sweet. So innocent. He thinks he needs to be married.
Oh.
To have kinks. So sweet.
I was brought up in a very traditional household.
You don't need to be married to have kinks. It's okay.
It also doesn't matter, how you grew up. You still develop those kinks. Unless you're just like a plain vanilla kind of guy. I suppose that's possible.
Which is nothing wrong in that.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's good to know. I'll add that to the list of things I could have died not caring about.
You're welcome. Now, to the circus.
He'll stand up and put the notepad away.
Lottie's just gonna chug the mule real quick and shove the hot dog in her mouth. Go. Wait.
Who's driving? As it is quite a ways away. It's actually outside the city ever so slightly in County Kildare.
Oh god, outside of the city?
Dude, Iki's got drive. She'll drive.
Did you steal your brother's car?
Maybe.
Did you actually take Sideshow's car?
Yes.
Alzir has his car he can drive.
Yes, but if you drive in Sideshow's car, you're driving in style.
This is true, but that also means we can run away in style. And running away in style is a terrible idea because you can easily be caught.
Yes, however, one of these cars has bulletproof everything and is in fact bomb-proof. I don't know if the other one is.
Let's go with that
No.
car. Never mind if it's flashy.
All right. Okay. So Ikiro is going to bring you down to what I can only describe as a black Rolls Royce with silver accents that has a leering demon Oni face as its hood ornament.
Alzir is going to get into his rental car. The one
Okay,
that's,
that's fine.
the one that's being
Like-
rented for him by the university. So
That's fine. He's just like, nope. Nope.
Lottie's
bright
actually
side.
gonna ask. If Lottie could quickly ask, if they can like stop by a supermarket so she can pick up, I guess, plastic knives. Does that count?
I'm certain you'll be able to buy real knives at a supermarket. If not, I could
So she can.
always stop by my home. I have plenty of knives there.
Well, I don't actually have a lot of knives in my apartment, so she's just gonna like buy a starting butcher set or whatever. I mean, they're like fancy knife sets. Here in the States, I'm going to assume that maybe they have smaller knife sets over there. Of course, not for me personally. No, can you put a bow on that? Thank you. Goes back to the car. Puts bow in her hair. All right, let's go.
Wonderful.
Do you want an apple?
I'm just going to go and get a drink before I continue on. If you guys can bring Marcus up to speed on what's happening, I will be eternally grateful.
Mm-hmm. What did Lottie say? I'm sorry.
Oh, Lottie offered her an apple after putting the bow in her hair.
Yeah, she'll take
Would
that.
you like an apple?
Oh, sure.
Alzir's actually going to reach into the back to where his medical kit is, and he's going to open it up and pull out a couple of scalpels and put them in his pocket just to be safe.
Damn, I wish Iki could have seen that, but we're in two different cars.
Yep.
We're trading him. Iki will look over at Lottie and she'll say, I believe later on I will
Yes.
give you a gift, and I know exactly what this gift shall be now.
I happily accept gifts. It would be rude to say no thank you. So, by all means, please.
Wonderful.
I will give you a gift of one of these knives.
Oh,
You can have the second.
I was actually going to give you more knives.
Oh, sweet. Never mind. Well, one knife for more. There you go.
But yo, Marcus, we all met up at Etherite Bar. There was a thing on the Etherite Bar that said, "Hey, yo, broskies, there's a creepy ass circus in town. Bring your wives, bring your kids, and your knives." So we're on our way over there, and we had to stop to get some knives for shenanigans. Currently we're taking Alazir's taking his car, and Lottie and Ikiro are taking fancy Saisho's car that Iki just kind of took. She snatched it.
But like bomb-proof and bulletproof and stylish as fuck, though.
Yes.
Which is obviously the more important part of the choosing.
Indeed. So yes. you want to be like in your own car or riding with one of us
Or you could be at the circus they go into.
True.
I think he'll just be there.
Does he have knives?
You were asked to bring knives.
He always carries one particular knife, and I think Kim remembers which knife that is.
Usually you're all set.
One.
Okay then, boys and girls. So, as you approach the fairground just outside the city, where the circus is located, the Walsingham Circus. Well, you know how many circuses have the big top, that main tent where all the magic happens? Well, this one, of course, is no different. However, in this case, the tent is black and silver. It is etched out into your eye line. As you look at it, it is beautiful. It is a leering sight against the night sky, almost like some great behemoth crouching on a hill overlooking you, bearing down, down, down. There are many different people here now, gathering in a line to buy tickets. The young, the old, the nuanced, the rich, the famous, the lying, the liars. Makes no real difference, after all. It's a good, clean night of all-American fun. So, come one, come all, as they say. Our doors are open, and, well, welcome.
Oh, by the way, Evan, Alzir got 2 scalpels out of his medical kit and put them into his jacket.
Okay, that's fair. You'll notice, as you start moving towards where money is being collected for tickets, that there are a number of performers entertaining the crowd who are waiting. You see a large clown, probably about 6'5" and must weigh over 400 pounds, juggling a number of balls in the air. His makeup is startling and striking. It is a huge leering mouth that goes from cheek to cheek. And he's smiling at the kiddies as he juggles up and down, all around, sipping side and side to side. There's also a woman who is swallowing. Well, lucky thing you brought those knives, because she's swallowing them and letting out great gouts of flame occasionally from her nostrils and her mouth, with a long stick upon which there is a flame attached. And the kids are enjoying it. They're eating it up. They're clapping their hands. They're laughing. They're laughing. The children are laughing. As you go to wait in line.
I don't know if I wanted to eat my knives. I just bought these. I thought we were gonna like stab some people with it. Lottie says this to Ikuro.
To be fair, I thought we were going to get to cut people. Because we are both disappointed.
Ikuro, because you're the only one who I know who has a sight active. All of the actors that you see, all of the performers, their patterns don't look normal.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, how exactly do they look? I have Spirit, Prime, actually let me go check all of my sites real fast.
But how many of them do you have active?
Prime, Spirit, gotta go check. Again, because I put them on my on my other sheet, not my actual sheet. Sorry. Okay. Prime site, Spirit site, just those 2. Yeah.
Okay, with Prime Sight, you know that their pattern has been affected in some way, but you can't see how. You theorize it must be a different site because it's not a spiritual thing.
Can I? So she'll lean over to Lottie. I'm assuming those 2 are just kind of like the bestest of like creepy, not really friends, but acquaintances right now.
Okay.
Talking about, knives and shit like that. But she'll lean over. Oh, shit. Sorry. She'll lean over and she'll say, "These people, they don't. They have been meddled with. The performers and actors. I mean,
Drinking Kool-Aid or maybe dancing to a beat. Kind of weird. And she'll pantomime drinking the Kool-Aid. Just like, go, 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 go.
I've never heard that drinking the Kool-Aid before, but they are not.
Terminology for brainwashing.
I'm not sure if they are brainwashed.
Then are they kind of being pulled along by a string?
Their aura has been tampered with.
How do you do that?
Not their no, Kim. Not their aura. Their pattern.
Their pattern. Okay. Had like a moment there. So she would have said pattern instead of aura.
How would you do that then? Like, how do you mess with someone's pattern?
Through different ways. Entropy. Prime. She is saying this in a very, very, very quiet voice, probably like whispered. Just for these people around here. And I can't think of them all off the top of my head, but all the spheres that mess with auras or patterns.
Many of the spheres can mess with patterns. However, as you practice it, the one that's easiest to use to change patterns is life, but high levels of life.
I should probably throw up some life sight. Let me go do that. She would say life too. And she'd offer to give Lottie some life sight as well.
Sure, down for that. We'll accept so she knows what the fuck is going on.
Watch, as soon as I do this, just kind of like, congratulations, your eyes burn out, Kim. Like, okay, thank you.
How many effects do you have hanging on yourself at the moment?
When I do this spell, just one.
You also have your mind shield, which is a hanging effect, and you have yours.
Did that all with Prime. I put it on. I made talismans out of them, or trinkets.
Okay, trinkets.
I have a
That's
nice
fine.
little section in my blue booking where it's just all my rolls. That I always use like Prime to put it on things.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I don't like taking up my spell slots.
Is this in D&D?
But can you describe it better in any other way?
Hanging effects.
I like to call them spell slots. Leave me alone. My little thing. She'll take out her fan. Am I gonna have? Can I do this like one at a time? I'm probably gonna have to do this one at a time.
What do you mean one at a time?
To put life sight up on the both of us, or can I just do that like at the same time?
You just add one extra success required to add another person to the effect.
Sweet. She's going to fan herself.
Mind to make a share perception.
I think we heard like the word perception out of there, but
You need mind 3 to share perceptions.
To share perceptions, yes, but not to grant somebody else the ability to use the sight. If she was showing her own perceptions from her own eyes, then yes, but she's giving somebody else the ability to use the sight, which is just the sphere level required. In this case, it would be life 1, and probably just if you want to use a requisite level of mind, and just in order to go. Boop.
Your game, your rules. Remember.
fuck. Okay, so I'm gonna use lucky and I'm gonna re-roll that one. But I failed that one. It's much better. So I have 5 successes. So I'll put 1 into effect.
1 to add another person.
Yep. Well, I have 5 successes, so I'm going to need 1 to set the effect off, 1 to make it last for... We're doing 1 to last for a scene, right?
Yep.
Then 1 for the extra person. I guess I'm like 2 extra successes.
No, you need to spend 1 success in order for the effect to go off at all, and then you need to spend 1 into effect. Then you need to add 1 to duration, so that would already be
3, which
4.
means I have 2 left.
No, 4. It's 1 to kick the effect off.
Okay.
1 to 1 for duration, 1 for it's just 1 for yourself, 1 for an extra person, 1 into effect. So then you have 2 left. You can just throw those into duration if you'd like.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. From what you can see, they have had their life patterns visibly altered in the same way that you would alter to describe it, it's almost like they've been spliced with things. Like, for example, you can tell because you've got both your prime and life side up now that, for example, that the clown physically is more resilient than any human being should be. You're pretty sure if you cocked a gun, shot him in the chest with a shotgun, it would eat into the meat, but probably wouldn't kill him. And you know how that woman is breathing fire with the stick?
Is she actually breathing fire?
Actually breathing fire.
Oh my.
It's being done by producing a flammable substance via glands at the back of her throat and just being spurted out into the fire, as opposed to her actually spitting anything.
My dragon can do that too. She ain't special. We should probably go, so she'll say, we should probably go find the good doctor.
How do we find a doctor out in wherever the fuck we are?
Elzier.
But he's a PhD, so he said.
Just kind of rolls her eyes. Either way, we should probably find him.
Copy that. Let's go find the doc.
Ozir's kind of milling about, kind of watching people, as if gauging them. Trying to figure out when someone's going to jump out and smack him in the head, because that tends to be how things are lately.
Okay. The ladies will find him after about 4 to 5 minutes worth of looking.
There he is.
Elzir will notice the 2 walking up and will nod his head. Are you enjoying the circus?
Oh, it has gotten much more interesting than it could have ever been previously.
Of course it has. What is it now? Marauders taking over the place. Oh no, let me guess. The technocracy have turned everybody here into their drones.
No. Nothing as special as that. Are you able to see things through a more brilliant and life-giving perspective?
Not through life-giving perspectives. I can detect the presence of other intelligences as well as how time affects the environment, as well as displacements in local space. Oh, I can also detect etheric forces and what you would call quintessential energies.
Just kind of looks at that for a moment. Just kind of looks over at Lottie again.
Lottie's got the same kind of like, what the fuck? She's chewing on her apple. Like, can you explain that in terms of people who don't have PhDs and maybe only finished high school?
I can detect magical effects. I can detect things that are affecting space. I can detect things that are affecting time, and I can detect minds.
The woman is actually breathing fire.
I see. So I'm guessing that you examined her with the sphere of natural things.
Indeed.
And you discovered that something had altered her on a biochemical nature?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
It
guessing
wasn't just
everybody else
me, it
is,
was we.
I'm guessing everybody else is similarly affected.
Indeed, everyone. All of the performers.
So basically, something sus is going around with the circus.
Alazir's going to pull out his notepad and write some stuff down, and he's going to pull out his cell phone, and without even looking at it, he's going to send off a text to the council saying, I have a circus here of people that have been altered with life magic. Recommendations?
Who's he talking to?
It was actually, basically, he just went, right, and then pulled out his phone, and didn't even look at it. It's just his thumb just starts moving across it, like he's sending a text message.
Lottie's gonna look over to Ikuto. He's pretty mythological.
Mm-hmm.
You were looking for someone in particular, right, Doc? Someone's kin? Who's serving...
Oh, no, see, whenever I go out lately, something seems to be occurring with the Nefandis in the city, and one in particular, the daughter of Chairman Templehoff, formerly of the Society of Ether, now presently deceased. You're familiar with the Jack Half a Smile case?
No.
The serial murderer.
No.
He's gonna look around and he's gonna motion them over to someplace where they can talk a bit more easily.
I focus more on the living. I don't really mess around with the murders and stuff. Even on papers.
Well, what happened was a etherite professor was trying to bring his daughter back to life, who died, as he claimed, battling a Nefandis. He sent out a cyborg or a robot or some mechanical device to collect the body parts he needed, and it was causing all those murders because of it. I, of course, was brought in because nobody could figure out what was going on with the case, so...
Gotcha.
Sorry, my coughing's getting a little worse. Well, he succeeded in bringing his daughter back to life, only for it to be determined that this was actually the Nefandis in question in the first place. She then killed her father, and if not for the Archbishop, we all would have died. But she's still running around out there with Samira's heart. So, every time something weird happens, I automatically assume it's her or the technocracy, but this is refreshing, I suppose.
I'm happy for you, I guess.
As long as this doesn't become something dangerous, I don't see why we can't just enjoy the show. But it's beginning to look an awful lot like I need to stop leaving my lab, because that's when the bad things happen.
Oh, you are such a shut-in.
Evan's just, I mean...
No, I was going to say, Marcus, if you want to bimble across the group and as you wait in the queue for the circus, you can obviously do so at this point if you'd like.
What happened? What did he say?
Owen will just creepily just loom over the assemblage as they talk and just not say anything as he's gotten up to where they are, because he knows who Iki is and he remembers he saw the cop last night. He doesn't know who the other person is. He's gonna stand there and watch it and didn't say anything.
Alistair's going to notice somebody lingering and is going to look over and say, "Yes, you were one of the ones that were brought out of the cathedral previously. I'm sorry, I never caught your name."
That's because I never threw it.
Funny. I'm Dr. Alistair Kazim of Trinity College and Dartmouth and the Irish Police Force.
Oh, the old Bill. Who called the old Bill then?
Call you Old Bill? I'm sorry.
The old Bill. You're a copper, ain't it?
Oh no, I'm a consulting investigative anthropologist. I work for
Sounds
them.
a real long-winded way. Sounds like a real long-winded way of saying copper to me.
I
Because it
don't
is.
have a badge or a gun. I don't shoot people. I merely take the facts of cases and find out how they happened.
What are you lot out doing out in the world and all that?
Coming across something interesting in regards to the circus populace, you could say.
Populous, ain't it? All right, I'll bite.
Alazir will motion to Ikirio. Lady of the Ebon Dragon, if you would be so kind as to brief our fellow on what you've discovered.
He's actually just gonna kind of look shocked that he called her that, and then just kind of smile because he's just kind of like, "Oh yeah."
He knows your brother's the Ebon Dragon, so it's kind of his way of saying, "Yes, I know the shit you people are up to."
I mean, she knows that he knows because he was there at one time.
Yep.
Through the mental link, you just get the kind of pleased purring of a cat saying, "Good."
She'll then look to Owen. I can't remember because I know she knows he calls himself Black Dog, but that one evening when he was there, when she was trying to bring Jackie back, did he ever go by Owen? I can't remember.
He said his name was Owen Kilkenny, yeah.
Okay. She'll go, well, Mr. Black Dog, or would you prefer, what name would you prefer? I always try to be polite.
Black Dog was just fine, mate. Thanks very much.
Wonderful. Well, it seems that all of the circus performers or circus staff, all in some way, shape, or form, have been changed with, well, life.
Is they changed for killing, or is they changed to be more prey?
Well, one of them can breathe fire, others can be shot with a shotgun and, well, be just fine, things of that nature. So,
I'm assuming that
yes.
the second one, you didn't actually test the theory, you just discovered it through your magical inclinations, correct?
Indeed. I wouldn't use a shotgun anyway, they're so unpleasant and loud.
Who's this new bird then?
This is Lotso.
Lottie's gonna look around. There's a bird around here? Do you see the pretty bird?
Talking about you, miss.
Unfortunately, I am not of the avian orientation. I'd be a giant birded vulture, just so I can peck the eyes out of people.
He's British.
Unfortunately, I am
their
nerd.
term for. My bad. My bad. There must have been a bit of delay. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. But Lottie's just gonna shrug. Hi, Lottie here.
Of course you are. A lot of what, though? That's the question, innit?
Lottie? Of what?
Ladies and gentlemen, I was wondering if I could interest you in refreshments before the show. There's a small balding man with basically with a tray that's been attached via one of the things they wear over their necks and they carry around their midriff, where they have a number of snack food items and such that appear to be mostly from Ireland. However, there are one or two that are clearly Eastern European. And he says, reasonable prices, I assure you, reasonable prices, ladies and gentlemen. But can I interest you? Can I interest you, perhaps?
Out of character, I'm gonna matter sight some of this shit, see if it's poisoned or drugged or whatever.
It would depend, for the record, on if it was plant-based. Oh no, actually, once it becomes a dead plant, yeah, you can use Mattersight. Just let me know how many successes you have.
One.
Okay, so you're just literally going to flink it on for one into effect just to see?
Yep.
I assume.
Speak. Yep, just for one look. Or
Cool.
Just one quick glance.
Yeah, no, nothing appears to be poisoned. Or drugged. And what about you, pretty miss? Can I interest you in something? He'll say, going over to Ikira.
With life sight, does it look weird? Or prime, or any of my sights?
No, the food is entirely fine. He is altered himself, however.
What is he altered for?
You get the distinct impression that if he was standing in shadows, you'd never see him. As in his skin would chameleonize.
Your offer is very tempting, but I believe I will pass. Thank you, though.
And what about you, and what about you, other pretty miss? I'm sure you'll have something, won't you? Oh, say that you will.
I mean, yeah, curiosity and all that. How much?
Well, what would you like?
What is there? Are there candied apples? She will buy a candied apple.
I can get you a candy apple, of course. I just have to go to the confectioner's stand. Wait right here, I'll be back momentarily.
Cool beans.
Oh, Zer's gonna pull a packet of cigarettes out of his pocket, tap one up, and pull it out and light it up, and he's gonna say, He seems very eager for people to purchase his wares. I wonder if that's been programmed in, or if that's just simply his nature.
Or if it's for something a little more suspicious. Or simply because circuses gotta make money.
Take a drag off his cigarette and nod.
Tisk, 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 tock.
I
Pardon?
suppose
He who
not every.
knows.
My bad.
No, what'd you say?
Ah, you go, my bad.
Okay.
Somebody say something. I mean,
Something. Lottie's just gonna wait for the candid apple to come back so she can try to slice it open, see what's inside. And if there's anything funny about it.
He will indeed return a few minutes later with a candied apple that has some sprinkles on top, and will present it to you. He'll ask for about €3-4, which is a bit expensive, but it's circusy kind of everything's expensive.
Yeah.
When you
Give him
pay
5.
when you pay him, he'll smile, tip his hat before he continues to walk down the line of people asking if anyone wants confection. Did you say you were slicing open the apple?
Yeah, when he leaves, after she backers her change, she's gonna slice the apple open
It's an apple.
with one of her. Nothing's right inside.
That one there could be a hawk on Indy, could?
Do what?
That one there could be a hawker on the end.
A hawk on the end? You mean something on
To translate slang, it means somebody who sells things on the East End. To hawk something.
Ah. I mean, I'm more concerned in whether or not these things are drugged.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and welcome all to my humble circus. I would invite you all to please purchase your tickets and make your way inside in an orderly fashion. The show, Mademoiselle de Madame, Maison de mes amis, is about to begin. That is
Sweet.
played over a loudspeaker.
Lottie's gonna kind of elbow a kiddo on the dock. So are we gonna go in? I mean, we're here.
Most certainly.
Zerman nod and put out his cigarette.
Okay. The entrance fee is about €12, which you can all pay, as you will be ushered inside the big top. As I said, this big top is black and silver. On the inside, there is what appears to be a large chandelier hanging from the ceiling that's streaming down purple light, and there are a number of other spotlight effects that are going off, kind of, to add to the mystique, the magique of the place itself. As you enter, for the record, anyone who has Prime Sight, hi, hero.
Hello.
You have just entered a warded area.
Oh no.
It is a mind ward. The perceptions of people might not be what they are on the inside compared to what they were on the outside.
Can I throw up a mind shield to fight this?
Do you know Okay, I will ultimately. You may attempt to.
Actually, yeah. What happens to my mind shield? Because I have one up.
Yeah, no. You are. If you have a mind shield on, you are not affected.
Okay.
Alzir's going to. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, continue. Sorry, continue.
Alzir's going to utter a prayer from the Quran of protection, and it's going to actually speak this in which language? Assyr Babylonian, just to be safe. See, it's not. It's an actual road I have. So 4. 2 successes, 1 to effect, 1 to duration.
That will not be sufficient, however, to counter the effect that is on the building. You may wish to spend more into effect in order to counter the building's effect.
Okay, I'm going to spend a willpower and roll again at a higher difficulty. Or do I need to?
It's an extra plus 1 for the cumulative difficulty.
Okay. I'm going to spend a willpower as well. Never figure out how to say that I'm adding a willpower into this.
It's okay. When you've said it, we know.
So that's another 2 successes. So I'll spend those 2 successes into effect.
Okay, that will put you over. That will put you equal to the 3 you needed to just resist the effect anyway. So you will start. So your reality will start to. As of yet, there is no difference between what you see now and what you may have seen. However, that might not necessarily be the case.
Gotcha.
So, continuing on. Question: did you buy the nice seats or did you buy the cheap seats? There were options.
You know we bought the good seats.
Yeah, Alistair has enough money.
You totally used Sideshow's credit card to buy seats, didn't you?
Yep.
Alistair would have paid for his own good seats. He's got 3 resources.
Okay. So you all have bought ringside seats, the best in the house. As you are led to your seats by the fire breather, she will smile and bow as she bows her head as you enter the. She will do a deep exaggerated bow as you walk down the list and the line of the seats until you reach your own. And she will say, "I hope that you enjoy the show, boys and girls. I'm sure you will. Absolutely, it'll change your life."
So much? Lottie's gonna look over to Ikuto and raise an eyebrow. Suspicious much?
She will smile before she walks away.
Iki will just kind of nod her head as a yes to Lottie.
Okay then.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, welcome to the Cirque de Change, the Cirque de Freak, the Cirque de Magnifique. At this point, purple smoke will start to spill out from all around the stage, and in the center you will see a single figure stood, dressed in a black tailcoat with a high top hat on his head. Kim, you're getting flashbacks of your dad, but this is totally not him.
Yeah,
it's just how he dresses.
Low-key, she's scanning the crowd because this screams just gravedigger shenanigans.
Shenanigans! Standing in the center of the ring now is a man dressed, as I said, in a black tailcoat with a purple shirt and a black top hat, and he's got a cane clasped in one hand. You see his microphone looped down over his lips as he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, welcome to the greatest show on earth. We invite you all to sit back and relax. My name is Ringmaster Philippe, and I will be your portal, your portent to ecstasy and back. And there's a great kind of cacophonous ring of applause, as he's clearly an excellent showman.
Lottie kind of twists her head in curiosity. Interesting. Knows what he's doing, at least.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh no, Lottie's just kind of like a little extra interested because she can admire good showmanship.
My bad.
Kim, are you playing a game while scening again?
No. I'm guessing even though it's midnight, a lot of people are using the fucking bandwidth. So, like, every now and then, like, I'll just kind of cut out and just hear crackle. It's pissing me off. Because it's midnight. Who the fuck is on their computer?
You.
Yeah, but I don't use that much bandwidth.
Okay, so as I've said, he will bow deeply, exaggeratedly to the crowd again. Before the show will begin, you will see purple lions and tigers dance and frolic upon balls. You will see other extraordinary sights. You'll see knife throwers with precision throw their knives and have the knives caught by their assistants in their teeth. You'll see one thing, you'll see another. Fabulous displays left and right and center. However, also, what those with mind shields will see that others do not is people in black tailcoats, not dissimilar to our dear ringmaster, walking amongst the crowd and very casually selecting items from the patrons. Items such as mobile phones and such as jewelry and wallets and placing them into bags, completely oblivious to those who are there, and others surrounding them are completely oblivious to the actions.
Well then. Wait, so did they, like, dye the tigers and stuff pink? Like, was that...
No, they're actually normal colors, but people are perceiving them as pink.
Oh, okay.
Do you take any action as it pertains the thefts that are going on, or do you let them happen?
No,
He's pulling out his notepad and he's surreptitiously making notes.
he's just gonna walk over to one of the dudes.
Is she leaving the seats to go talk to them?
Yes.
Oh no.
This will be
I will
fine, guys.
remind, I can't remember, Marcus, did you Blue Book a Mind Shield or did you not? You may have done.
I did not.
Okay, so in that case, only Ikiro and Alazir can currently see the men doing their weird work. So if Ikiro gets up and starts talking to the air, she's literally just talking to the air.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Nope.
Okay, one of the men will see you. And he'll kind of turn. You can see he gets out of the way, thinking he must just be going to the bathroom or something.
Oh shit, no, if he's coming to our stuff, he's gonna better protect our shit.
Yes. So Iki'll just kind of look at him and smile and say, "What are you doing?"
He won't answer.
She'll pout. She'll say, "Come on. I see you."
Oh no. An ominous thing.
Are you mute or something?
He will start to walk away from you.
She's gonna follow him.
What? At this point, like, he's just gonna look up. Ikiro, where are you going?
Alzir's going to put his notepad away, and he's going to place a hand on. He's going to basically hold a hand up to Lottie and one finger up and go, like, make the don't motion. If one of those guys tries to get close to him and the others, he's going to actually pull out his badge and he's going to show it to the guy and tell him to run along.
I mean, he'll be doing it to the air, but you know what? By all means, do so. Lottie's just curious.
Just for Evan, if they get close, that's basically what Alzir's going to do.
That's fine. So how far do you follow him?
Ikiro, no.
The whole way, wherever he's going.
Ikiro, no. Who's gonna drive Lottie back home?
Okay.
I'm so glad that's your only concern.
I'm being practical.
Please roll me perception alertness.
Okay. I have a feeling at the end of this, it's gonna be like, Kim, please create a new character, not that chorister you were talking about. 3 successes.
Congratulations. You see the gigantic leering clown face just before it puts you in the grapple.
Oh shit. Not the clowns.
Can I try to fucking resist?
You can roll Dex Athletics to get out of the way of the grapple, yes.
Beautiful. Do not mind if I do.
You're lucky he only rolled 2 successes on his stealth roll.
Does my cat-like balance apply?
No, because double jointed didn't apply.
Oh my.
Look, double jointed is for getting out of bonds and shit. So technically, if I was grappled, I'm not gonna explain this shit to you.
No, cat-like balance doesn't actually apply. If you read the merit, it's for balancing on surfaces, etc.
I know. I got 2 successes.
He still grabs you.
Rude ass little bitch.
And he clamps his hand over your mouth. I will point out, this is outside the tent, as it is, you followed him outside the tent proper.
For the mental link, Saisha's just gonna get his mouth tastes like nasty. His hand tastes disgusting.
If it helps, Saisho's currently asleep.
Beautiful.
The clown will look down and he'll say, "Shh, little miss. It's all going to be fine."
That's a bad thing.
You can bite into his hand as much as you want. It doesn't seem to bother him.
Yeah, she wasn't. She knows this dude's got a whole bunch of life shit.
For those of you watching the show, Ikiro hasn't been back in 15 minutes.
Lottie's gonna get up. We're gonna go look for her.
Who's gonna drive you back home?
Alzir is going to get up with her and say, "Follow me." And he's going to purposely avoid the guys. And if they start reaching for his shit or her shit, the badge is coming out.
It's alright. Lottie's gonna randomly do karate chops just in case. Just fuck off. Why? Because that's the kind of person she is.
Do you go with them, Marcus, or do you stay sitting in your seat?
Do I see them, or is the mind stopping me from seeing them get up and leave too?
No, you can see them. You can see them leave. The only thing that you cannot perceive are the people who are basically pickpocketing the audience.
I mean, they'll tell Marcus. They'll tell whomever his name is. Lottie didn't get it. That he still hasn't gotten back. We're gonna go look for her.
Can I use correspondence in mind and find Ikiro?
You could, if Ikiro didn't have a gigantic mind shield on. It's literally 8 or 9 successes. You can try, but you need to accrue more successes than her mind shield.
It's 10
I can do-
successes.
I don't need to find. I don't need to beat it. I just need to find it. The 10 success mind shield is probably Ikiro.
I mean,
I didn't hear the end of that sentence.
I said the ginormous mind effect that is 10 success mind shield is probably Ikiro.
Was that not what you were looking for?
No. I'm saying I can find the mind shield. I don't need to find her. Oh, there's a 10 success mind shield. That's probably Ikiro.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
logic.
And there he goes again.
Oh, darn.
You know what that means, guys.
Ikiro lives for now.
Oh, I was just gonna say it was time to, like, I don't know, blow up, or no, time to steal the Declaration of Independence.
They could still do
This
that.
is not national treasure.
Yes, it is.
I am not Nicolas Cage. Go fuck yourself, madam.
Oh, you're not Nicolas Cage. I am. I am
2 successes.
Declaration. Anyway, yeah.
How many successes was that, Max?
2.
You're gonna need to put at least 2 into the effect to kick it off. So you're gonna need to have slightly few more successes.
That's 3.
Okay. For a blink of a second, you are able to ascertain that Ikiro is currently outside the main entrance of the tent and is moving roughly in a western direction very slowly. Because you sense the gigantic mind shield.
Pretty clever.
He'll say she's probably more than likely Dolores Donut. She's moving out that way in a westerly direction rather slowly at a very slow pace. I do any preparations that I was going to do right about now.
Given the fact I'm not versed at all in combat, especially magical sorts, I will just have to stab somebody with a scalpel.
What's it? Lottie's just gonna open up her purse and show him all the knives in there. I mean, you can use one of mine.
I prefer not to consort with violence if possible.
Listen, wouldn't it be like hazardous to your own health if you don't have anything to protect you in a situation that is obviously dangerous?
Alzir will reach into his jacket and pull out 2 scalpels that are razor sharp. This should be sufficient.
Okay, well, if you find that it isn't, feel free to borrow.
I shall, thank you.
Don't bother.
I feel abundantly safe. You can perform surgery if one of us gets hurt.
See, there we
I
go.
actually can, yes. Though try not to. I am not a medical doctor.
Now, to the designated driver.
Yep, continuing on. I'll continue.
Sorry.
I forgot to
In that case, Evan. I'm sorry, Evan.
Yes.
Owen will lock Slipstream around the space that he occupies right quick. 1 second.
Okay. You know that if you move, you will no longer be occupying that space.
If that is your determination, then I will wait.
Okay. I mean, do you have enough matter to lock it onto your clothing, for example? Because that would also count.
I'll wait. No big deal.
Hawk. In that case, you gentlemen and ladies will leave out into the night. As you leave the rather confined space of the inside of the tent, you are immediately hit by once again the sweet smell of the evening, that dappled dew that is currently on the ground. It's currently about 11:30 to midnight. The show must be ending soon. However, as you are you running or are you walking?
Striding quickly.
Following pace and trying to keep them away from shady people.
I will, on the other hand, throw up correspondence 1, just all-around sight. So if anybody's invisible or whatever, it doesn't matter. I can see it. I can deal with it.
Okay, cool. You will eventually, as you round the circular outside of the tent, you will see the large clown with the leering face that is far too large, with a smile that goes from ear to ear, is dragging Ikiro, as in he has his mouth clasped around the lower part of her face. He has his arms around her waist. He has her hoisted up, and he is physically dragging her down towards what appears to be a set of smaller tents and wagons and caravans, etc.
Stranger danger.
Can Ikiro see the people? Like, can she see the group?
Yeah.
She's just gonna wave. She's gonna be like, hello!
Lottie has overconfident, so I'm just gonna...
Hey, Ikiro, please, can you roll me 6 dice?
Okay. What diff?
Don't kill us, Ikiro.
Div 6.
Okay. Let's do successes.
Soak 2 bashing.
Oh. I mean, shit, that'll be easy enough. I say that and just like watch me not soak that shit. I would
Don't
cry.
jinx yourself. Don't jinx yourself.
Nope, I soaked it. We good.
Okay.
Okay, you feel the arms tighten around you, but you're able to shrug it off, basically.
Rude.
Alright, so it kind of looks at you and it goes, "You're not supposed to be here either."
Well, we're looking for a designated driver, whom you're currently manhandling, or clown handling.
The boss wants to see her. He didn't say anything about you.
Well, you see, we actually want to see her too, and we hold priority, so you should probably let her go.
We're keen on seeing her whole.
She just kind of lifts her hand. Like, she's like, can I speak?
No, you physically can't, and also you can't raise your arm. He's got your arms locked down by your sides.
Rude ass little bitch. Okay.
You can try and break the grapple if you'd like.
Yes, I'd want to try to break the grapple.
Okay, that's going to be your strength brawl against his strength brawl.
What is
just have better dice.
What is brawl?
Just have better dice.
All I have is
Or
strength.
martial arts.
Oh, shit, if I can do martial arts. Oh, shit, I don't have that either. Worst Akashic ever.
That's it.
I have melee.
I mean, do you still have the knives in your bag?
Yes. But
Do you
actually,
still
her
have your
dragon
bag?
is still in her bag, too.
Use the dragon.
No, it'll be okay. I got 2 successes on my straight strength roll.
Okay, Kim, would you mind rolling me 9 dice?
Yeah, I guess.
6.
You knew it all. Dude, talk about a horrible time to have a fuck ton of 1s. I got 1 success on those 9 dice.
Holy shit,
rolled it in the
Ikiro
wrong
break
chat.
free!
Right, can confirm I did this in the ST
you
roll.
legitimately break free.
Great, now stab him in the eye. Or run towards us.
Iki doesn't run. Just fucking. So when she gets out,
Scary.
she'll take a few steps away and she'll brush down her top She'll just come say, if your boss wished to speak to me, you could have asked.
You're not meant to see things that you see. Maybe I should just take those pretty eyeballs of yours.
I would
Hey,
just...
that'd be going above your pay grade.
I mean, yes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I wish to go see his boss now, so shall we go?
Damn it, Alzir's got curiosity. Alzir will put his scalpels away and say, yes, let's go.
As long as he doesn't get grabby.
Alzir's thinking a pot of cigarettes. Fuck it. And he goes again.
I mean, Lottie's going. She's still just, oh, damn. He's left us once more.
Yep.
Guys, it's time to formulate a battle plan.
Damn, he's back.
Oh, no.
You want to see the boss then?
Yes, let's go.
I mean, you're taking our designated driver. We obviously need to be kept with her.
Okay then. I guess since you want to see the boss anyway, I'm doing what he told me. Smiley's always doing what he's told.
Your name is Smiley, or are you just referencing someone named Smiley?
I'm Smiley.
Smiley, by chance, does your boss go by the name of Gravedigger, perhaps?
I don't know any grave diggers.
In this line of work, you'd at least know one.
I'm actually slightly surprised. But okay, lead on, Smiley. Guys, I like Smiley. We can't kill him.
No, Lottie's down for killing him.
He's so sweet, though.
I didn't want to hurt you, miss. You're pretty.
She's gonna reach up and she's just gonna pat him on the head.
Thank you, miss. And he's going to turn. He's going to start lumbering down towards the small circle of caravans and tents.
Clowns. That's all Lottie's gonna say as she follows.
Well, I don't think he really chose to become a clown. I think he was just kind of thrown in that line of work.
The master found Smiley and gave Smiley a job and a place to be. It's not a bad life.
Clowns.
He's going to lead you down into the circle of tents. Ihiro, you see a number of eyes poking out and looking at you from inside the tents proper. And you see dozens upon dozens of people, all of whom have their patterns subtly altered to do various different things. You see somebody who can quite evidently breathe underwater, someone whose bones have the same consistency as rubber, and someone who is entirely, you would guess, 100% flame retardant.
Cool.
And they're all kind of looking at you out from the windows until you are brought to the largest tent at one end of the room, or at one end of the circle, rather. And Smiley will open the tent flap and he'll say, I brought her to you, boss. Like you said, master. You hear a voice say, Smiley, kindly either call me boss or master in one sentence. Not both. It's hardly well done. Whatever you say, boss master. Yes. Well. Shows them in.
Alzir's trying hard not to facepalm.
Smiley is now like Kiki's new favorite, well, her second favorite person. Also, as they were walking, she would have waved to everyone who was looking out.
They all appear to be afraid of you.
Oh no! She would have looked very sullen about that then. Oh no.
Aw.
As you enter the tent, guys, this tent is much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
So does that mean it's smaller on the outside than it is on the inside?
Correct.
Dimensional transcendence.
It is approximately, you guess, about 50 to 60 feet inside, whereas outside it's about a 15-meter bell tent or so. On the inside, you see a four-poster bed, a large mahogany-style desk behind which there is a leather chair that is turned away from you, a number of bookcases, an armoire, and there is even a smoking fireplace. Though outside there is no chimney.
Oh. I imagine
Either
it must be
somebody's
a
watching
hassle
too
of
much
being.
Doctor Who or too much Harry Potter. I'm not sure which.
Both. The answer is both, but there's no such thing as too much Harry Potter.
Buongiorno, mon cher Dan. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Please, come in and sit down.
Iki will walk in and sit down.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nightshade. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
That's such a cool name. I wish I could pick a new name now.
Oh, I'm sure you can try a new name.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, she was just replying to Lottie saying, I'm sure you can go buy a new name if you want.
Lottie's impressed by the name.
Allow me to make my formal introductions. Nightshade is indeed the name. I am, I believe, the exact same as you are, though that would be rather presumptuous of me to ask. However, I do believe you've seen my handiwork, and in your case, madame, seen right through my handiwork, which is rather interesting.
Well, she just kind of shrugs. To be fair, your handiwork is quite intriguing.
You do an old scoundrel proud to hear that. It has been so long.
I just find it fascinating. You've put so much work and so much energy into this, only to rob people. It's like painting the Mona Lisa and then charging people admission to be within 100 feet of it.
That's what museums do, though.
To be within 100 feet of it. Like to not even see it.
Do you know how hard it is to get to the Mona Lisa? There are at least like 10 guards in front of it.
Yes, but you can be within 10 feet of it.
You really can. You get about 5 feet away from it if you ever actually see the Mona Lisa. Allow me to ask you a question in that case, Monsieur.
Doctor Alzir Karim. Alzir Karim.
I see. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Doctor. How else, I ask? Sometimes, from time to time, you require a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you, unfortunately, circuses no longer pay the bills.
It's still rather disappointing to see that this is the result of your grand works.
He'll smile and he'll say, "Not at all, for you entirely misunderstand me. My grand works are nothing to do with a paltry illusion here and there. My works are to do with taking care of them." You will see, by the way, outside his tent, there's a cluster of people now all looking in. Some of them are very obviously mutated, like they could not walk down the street. Some of them look more human.
I want to love them all.
Taking care of them by altering their genetic and cellular structures.
I did no such thing, monsieur.
So you're not the one who manipulated their life patterns.
Correct. I was, how do you say, merely the individual who came in at the end of the process. These were all rejects from various different experiments that were taken place by the progenitors of the Technocratic Union, whom were liberated.
Slightly.
Hmm?
Alzir will hiss when you mention the progenitors.
Mm-hmm. Take Simon. Take Simon here. He will say as he gestures for one to come in. The guy who walks in, Simon, he looks huge. Unlike the clown, he's more muscular than fat, and you see he stands about 6.5 feet tall. He looks like an absolute behemoth, but he also looks like the physical ideal in the sense that his muscles are incredibly defined and his pectorals are incredibly ripped, etc. He has very canine-like features, almost like an attack dog, like a Doberman or some other breed thereof. And he says, when they bred Simon, they wished to create some kind of super soldier. So they created him with a single purpose in mind. However, there was a defect. Simon, the man will very casually place a knife on the table. Pick that up. Simon will walk forward and do so. And he will hold it, and he will say, now cut your own throat. He will raise the knife, and you'll see him start cutting into his throat.
Ozzy will hold up a hand. Please have him stop.
Stop.
He takes orders, absolutely.
Correct. And in a battlefield situation, even the perfect warrior who is incapable of adapting is dead. Even the technocracy understood this, so they chucked him down into a pit where he was going to die, simply because he was a failed experiment of theirs, and they no longer viewed him as human.
Alzir's going
You will
to
notice,
pull...
by the way, the cut that he gashed in his own throat has already healed, by the way, as he puts down the dagger.
Alzir was pulling out a handkerchief and looking for some needle and thread when it's already healed, so he's like, well, at least I don't have to do that then.
He's perfect. He doesn't even need time to heal.
It is more so that they enhance this normal human healing factor from what we are able to ascertain, times 80 to 100%, times 80 to 100, 80 to 100 times. So, essentially, if he is struck by a normal bullet, by the time the bullet exits his, what would be the correct term? By the time the bullet would exit his back, it would already have healed hither up to his back.
Ah. But again, all is for naught if he cannot think on his feet. And if he cannot adapt. And if he cannot question things that are to be questioned.
Simon, you may go. However, when he is left on his own, he contemplates the words. When he lives where he is not judged and where he is not commanded by anyone, he does well by himself. He paints, as a matter of fact, rather lovely paintings. But then again, he is completely unsuited to ever be in the real world. So are many of my children, one way or the other.
I have a question. Why do you not do these kinds of events near malls where you're able to take more advantage and gain items quicker and have more availability?
Because of police presence.
Things that are not second.
She is indeed, your friend, the doctor, is indeed correct. Here we can do it on the periphery. We only take enough so that we can feed ourselves and continue to operate. As I said, the ticket sales are nice, but in the end, a single diamond necklace can feed 10 of my children for a week. That is my primary concern.
And these items are often insured, so it's not like you're hurting them too much.
There's a nod.
Plus, insurance claims can pay out and replace the objects even if they're never recovered.
In the end, the rich still have their items, or they are reimbursed, and my children get to eat. I considered it to be a win-win situation.
So I assume you're not allied with either the Nine Mystical Traditions or the Disparate Alliance. You are solo?
He will say, not at all. I am in fact a proud member of one of the above organizations, but I'm wondering if you can guess which.
I'm not akin to guessing.
Kim, I bet you want to guess.
Okay, did he say he was a member of the traditions or of the disparates?
He said he was a member of one of them.
Okay, she'll just kind of say, for some odd reason, you strike me as a hollow one.
What? A hollow one? Unfortunately not, Sherry. My name, my full name and title is Alexander de Croix. I'm a member of the Bata'a.
I was just gonna say, I would never have guessed that. You don't
Whatever.
strike
I do
the
my-
usual stereotype.
I don't like stereotypes, mon docteur.
What is he a member of?
He's a member of the Disparate Alliance, one of mine. Well, not mine per se, but he's a member of one of the traditions of the Disparates.
Ah, okay.
Indeed I am. A proud card-carrying member, etc. But you also have to understand. He'll smile. He'll look at Lottie and he'll say, "I take it you're new.
Yes.
Do you know what the Bata'a are?"
No idea. I've been reading, but so far only on my traditions and some of the others.
Well, I will. He'll kind of crook an eyebrow and he'll say, "Monsieur Docteur, I wonder what it is you know about us."
Not as much as the council is deemed fit for me to know.
He'll smile and he'll say, "We practice." What would be the correct phrase? I am just the humble servant of the Loa, Baron Samadi Papa Legba, the keeper of the ways, Maman Bridget, etc. I am a practitioner of voodoo, to answer your question.
Cool.
I'm glad that you're not a Hadoon then.
Of course not.
I figured you were some form of caretaker, but to be honest, I was thinking more towards the Verbena or the Dream Speakers. That you're about to act caretaker does seem logical to me if you were following the caretaker law. Interesting.
He'll nod and he'll say, "My particular patron is Papa Legba, also known as the Guardian of the Ways, the Keeper of the Life, and the Keeper of the Underworld, and all that is to be life and death. He is the Loa who determines when it is you will die, but also the Loa who determines many other things about you. So, I am somewhat complicated. But yes, needless to say, these children fell into my lap.
There he goes.
So those children fell into your lap.
Yes, and of course, someone had to protect them. I deigned it was only right that it should be I. And so now we travel here to there to here, in order to see what we can see. However, mistress, I do beg your pardon. I do not know your name, my lady. He's looking at Ikiro.
Oh. You may call me Ihira.
I would rather that, obviously, since you know our little tryst with the sleepers, that you not say anything as it might endanger my children and myself. For that, I would be in your debt, and the debt of you all.
Azir will nod. I will, of course, have to report your presence to the leader of the Disparate Alliance in the city, but I don't believe he'll have any problem with you being here.
He'll nod. But
He's
of
gonna pull out
course,
his phone. He's gonna text what he knows over to Gravedigger.
Okay. You'll kind of get a smiling winky emoji back.
Alzir will show that to Nightshade. That means
Nightshade will not.
That means you're safe.
As I said, oh, you all I did have got it, dude. If there was anything I can do to help you, you need only to ask.
The one thing I would caution you on, there is a Nephandic presence in Dublin that has been making its way around the area. A woman by the name of, last name of Templehoff. She appears to be, I was just going to describe her. She appears to be innocent, but she is quite mad, and she appears to be working with a being from another plane.
I see. By the way, at this point, two young kids, probably about the age of 7, will run into the room. They appear to both be they're both young girls with bright blonde hair, and they're going to latch on to Ikiro and to Lottie's leg, and they're going to say, "Oh, thank you for not taking us away. Thank you."
You know, what are these things? Are these children?
What was that? Sorry,
Hello, tiny humans.
Maya.
Huh? Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but what you said was really quiet, so he needs you to...
Oh, sorry. Lottie's going to kind of flinch at the sudden movement of small children. Just like, oh, kids, hi. Do you want an apple? And just offer them apples. Because she just always has some in her bag.
Iki wrote, "There's a small person hugging you."
I know. And she loves
Are we supposed to feed them?
She loves twins because she herself is a twin. So
do we feed them?
He's gonna reach down, and she's just gonna pick the kid up. She's gonna give the kid like a big hug because she likes twins, like the only types of children she can stand.
Are you picking them both up or just
One, get your own. You have your own.
You didn't even like yours. You were like, "What is this?"
She's feeding it.
See, you're calling it an it. It is a person.
She doesn't know their pronouns.
It's probably better than it.
She's feeding them. There. She's feeding them an apple. Here, have a what is this? It's a golden. Have a golden apple. No, wait. Have the green apple instead.
Thank you. She'll start munching on the apple. It's almost comic because her little hands are so tiny and it's a big apple.
She can appreciate anyone who can appreciate apples. She likes this one.
Kim, you've currently got one picked up.
Should I go? Kim, what do you do with the small child that is currently in your arms?
I think she is lagging out because all of a sudden her display picture is gone.
No. Kim, come back. Come back. Kim.
She can't lag out. She's got the button.
I did.
Lag out.
I did lag out for a little bit there, which is why I had to change my. I had to adjust the bandwidth because somebody else in his freaking house is using it all. Low key pissed.
Yeah, for later.
So I just like got back. All I heard was that Lottie was feeding one of the twins an apple.
Yes, as I said, it's almost comic because the twin is so small and the in her hands the apple is so big.
Lottie likes this one child.
And Kim, you have
This was her favorite.
one of them picked up.
Yes. She likes this child.
You see one of the children look down. The one who's in Kim's arms looks down and says, "Can I have some of your apple?" The other one will nod and she'll say, "Yes, you can." At which point you'll see them raise their hand and the apple will levitate into the air and spin 360 degrees, breaking it into two equal pieces before the equal piece will fly up into the hand of the other twin.
Oh my god,
Shared
magical twins.
telekinetic ability. Interesting.
So Iki's just gonna smile and she'll say, "That is interesting." And then she'll kind of poke the child that she has in her arms on her nose, and she'll say, "What's your name?"
My name is Kaya, and that's Key. She'll say, pointing down at the other one.
So I'm lagging out again. I didn't hear a damn thing.
Kaya and Key.
I and he?
Kaya.
My
Is the one in your
Kaya?
Kaya and
Yep.
Key.
Hold on. What the fuck?
Type it on the side.
I have like fucking nothing open. Still can't do fucking shit.
I tried to spell them on the side.
Okay. Kaya and Key. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Like I said, just lagging out like a bitch right now. She'll then say, amazing. Did you know that I am a twin as well?
Oh, are you?
Indeed. Unfortunately.
Thank you, miss. And Kaya hugs you and she says, "You're not taking us away from Papa Midnight."
Damn
No.
it, Evan. Nightshade, not midnight.
Oh yeah, Nightshade. My apologies. I'm having another. There's another NPC called Midnight. Moving on. Thank you for not taking us away from Papa Nightshade.
Why ever would I do that?
She'll say, "Because sometimes, whenever we see people like you, they try and do it, and it's sad, and he has to fight them off, and it's sad."
He clearly has your best interest in heart, children. I don't see that it would be prudent for us to intervene in this juncture.
From where he's sitting, Nightshade will stir his tea, which he's got sitting in a china pot, and he'll say, "Indeed, sometimes, unfortunately, the technocrats deem that they want the children and I turn to them. Even though, as I say, they left them in a hole to die. So it is I must defend the little ones when it is necessary. I'm sure you understand."
Slides the thought out of her head that she was going to take these twins home with her.
Probably a good idea.
What was that, sorry?
Keep to herself.
Iki will set the child down and she'll hand her pretty much just like a card. She'll say, "Well, if you'd ever like to visit myself and my twin, feel free to do so. Or if you ever wish to just talk. I understand how being twins can be irritating at times, but lovely at others."
Twins, Kaya will look at Key and they'll say in a language no one here understands, "Yachikuna Kachiki, Najuke."
Twin speak?
Twin speak.
Note to Saisho, need to come up with our own twin language.
You probably already have. You won't have a mental link, so why would you need it?
To be a baller.
Nightshade will smile and he'll say, "Now both of you run along to bed. It has been a long day, you know." I'll say, "Okay. Good night, miss. And good night, miss."
Night, kids, children.
Sleep well.
So, as I've said, I'm eternally grateful to you, and I apologize if Smiley was somewhat overvigorous in his attempts to bring you to see me. He might not recognize the fact that you are not a threat, but I'm sure he does now.
Oh, it was fine.
Good, good. As I said, in his case, the technocracy gave him incredible regenerative and staying abilities. He has more ability to survive a strike than anything I've ever seen. However, they also left him with the mind of a child. Rather sad, really. Would you not agree?
Indeed, utterly horrible.
Very well. In that case, I hope you enjoyed the show, what you managed to see of it, and I wish you the safest journey.
Azir will nod his head. And he's going to check to see if he got a message back from the council.
He will have done. What were you going to say, Marcus?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's some restitution what needs to be paid.
Restitution?
I mean, we didn't get pickpocketed, so really don't need to pay us.
Well, it ain't really us. It needs to be restituted and all that jazz, now is it?
He just rolls her eyes.
Well, I mean, this not being your bug and belonging to certain other individuals. Safe passage.
Wait. Is he talking about, like, protection insurance?
He's talking about the criminal underworld.
Ah. Yeah, this is where Lighty's gonna be like, okay.
Nightshade will stir his tea and he will say, well, who is it you think that I should pay? Huh?
Well, it ain't exactly a matter of who I think it should be paid, but when word gets out there as a traveling fellow, what makes marks out of folks that come to his shows, well, there's people that would be interested in that fact now, innit? And those individuals want to be paid. I'm just saying.
However,
if I may speak up, none of the three of us are going to mention what we saw here. If you wish to mention what you saw here to the criminal element, that is perfectly within your purview. Second of all, I hold great pity on anybody that comes here looking for protection money.
I mean, I'd like to see it. If someone does, can you please tell us so I can get the popcorn and the apples? Also, how do you make those apples? They're really good.
Oh, I can give you a recipe on the way home if you'd like.
So, just so I understand, you, Mr. Halcyon, and you, Mr. Nightshade, are saying that you don't owe nobody nothing for operating in this here bug. That's what you're saying, right?
What I'm saying is that...
Sorry, continue. Brett, he'll respond when you're done.
What I am saying is that when it comes to the criminal element, I don't care. Now, I'm sure that as far as the property leasing and the rights to perform, Mr. Nightshade has, either through mystical means or legal means, procured the right to perform here. If the criminal element doesn't see it that way, pardon my language, but fuck them.
You and I are not going to be friends, sir.
No, I imagine we're not.
I will also say... Sorry, continue.
Then again, I work for the proper authorities.
Actually, you don't. You said it yourself. You ain't a copper.
No,
just work for them.
I work for proper authorities.
So you ain't a copper, or you are a copper? Which one is it?
I'm not a cop. I'm a consulting forensic anthropologist who works as a crime scene investigator.
So you was a nobody It works for somebody's.
He's a cop without a gun, but with really nice sharp scalpels.
Scalpels, yes.
There we
I
go.
will answer you now. Yes, legally speaking, we have all legal permits as it pertains to our being here. These have been signed and sealed by local government. This is fine. As to the fact that we take certain items of intrinsic value from the clientele, well, as I have said, it is needed so that mouths can be fed, etc. No one who passes under the big top will remember the fact that that they possess these items. They will believe that they lost them elsewhere at a different point in time. They will not connect one to one to make two. Do you understand, sir? I beg your pardon. I don't know your name.
I know.
I see. Absolument, c'est bon. But, as I have said, the only way anyone will ever know that they have had certain items liberated from their person is if you tell them. Other than that, there would be no recollection, no memory. So, I ask you
What
again.
I'm more interested, what I am more interested in is what would happen if Iki wasn't someone what had some people with her, and your friend there, the childlike indestructible giant, had kept on squeezing.
I would have been just fine. Thank you so very much for your concern.
Because you gave a child the orders of bring me person, and you didn't seem to really care what condition that person reached you in.
Smiley got over, and he was overamped, and I have apologized for this. Fortunately, we can speculate on what might have happened until the cows come home. The fact is, nothing did happen.
And, to be fair, he only began to squeeze when I tried to wave at you guys.
So you're all, so the lot of you is all right with all this then, yeah?
I mean,
Misunderstandings
I'm happy I didn't get mugged, and that's probably the only thing.
Misunderstandings happen, and the Lady of the Ebon Dragon is unharmed. You're unharmed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is it your wish that you pursue action against Mr. Nightshade in the courts of our organizations for any damages done to you?
I'm guessing Kim may have lagged out again.
May have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, what's up?
Alzir asked you if you wanted to pursue punitive action against Nightshade in the courts of the mages.
Hmm. No. But could I pursue action against Mr. Kilkenny here for being annoying and trying to, well, how to phrase this?
Sell out while being protective?
There we go.
Unfortunately, that would have to be decided between your own organization. I was only offering it in regards to Mr. Nightshade because he's a member of the Disparate Alliance.
Womp womp. That's plenty shit.
The Alliance takes such claims of, how would you say, malfeasance to be rather serious, if you are not aware of our traditions and its standpoints.
I know vaguely I have someone I know of that's a member of your Disparate Alliance.
I do.
Mr. Kilkenny, my apologies. He was like, because somebody called him Mr. Kilkenny. So, as I've said, if an issue is to be made of this, it is an issue that you will make. Do you wish to make an issue of this?
He ponders for a moment.
While he's pondering that, Alzer's going to walk over to Mr. Nightshade and say, "Would it be okay if I took a spot of tea? I'm a little parched."
Oh, by all means. He will position a small china cup next to his own, and he will pour it from the teapot that he has in front of him. It's a kind of a what kind of tea would he drink? It's a very floral type of tea, probably something East African. It's quite nice.
He'll take a sip and say, "This is quite familiar. Egyptian? No.
I believe you are indeed correct.
Oh, I haven't had tea like this since I was on that dig in Cairo."
Oh, I see. How very interesting.
It's quite delicious. He'll finish the tea and then set it back down and say, "Thank you very much for your hospitality. I believe my business with you is finished. However," he will pull out a card and hand it to you and say, "If you have any need of myself or my tie to the council, please let me know."
By all means. He will open his own. He will open his own little card case. He will remove his own. He will remove his own business card, and he will slide 3 of them across the table. And he will say, "I am always happy to be of service to such excellent personages."
Alzir will nod his head. "May Allah shine upon you as well as your Papa Legba."
And may Papa Legba forever guard your ways, and may Baron Criminal be kept forever from your door.
He smiles and does a proper Islamic bow before walking over to the edge of the tent, and he's going to look to the others and say, "I'll be out of my car if you wish to follow. Don't wait too long. I plan to head back to town in about 15 minutes.
I would like to thank both of you ladies for the kindness you showed to Kaya and Key. They're both very young and do not necessarily understand the finer points of social, how would you say, conversation. And I do hope that they did not. Yes, and I do hope they did not violate your personal space, etc. They were just clearly happy."
No, it's alright. Key, I think their name was, liked apples, and that's good enough for me. I will just say this, sir. Next time around, keep an eye for people who can see your people. I'm sure not everyone might agree or be as understanding.
Absolument.
I mean, you gotta make money somehow, some way, and there are lots of worse ways you could go. At least doing this, no one gets hurt, but somebody might make an issue, so maybe keep ears and eyes open.
Oh, I thank you in that case, Madame Lottie, was it not?
Yeah, I know all about trying to make a buck. Well, keeping yourself safe.
There's a nod. I think that you genuinely, Miss Ikiro, made a positive impact on young Kaya. It's sometimes hard for her to find places where she can fit in, and I think you may have given her hope for the future.
She smiles and says, "I'm glad to hear that."
Now then, Mr. Kilkenny, have you pondered yourself into a tizzy, or do you have an answer for me?
I've got an answer. I won't share it with you, but I won't cause you no troubles.
Why, thank you.
It's what but only because the consensus says so. It's of interest to me why they are acting that way. I'm new in town and haven't sussed out things.
So what you're
correctly.
saying is you are afraid of the reprisals of those in whom you must share the city. You are not doing this to be a good man.
I'm not scared of nothing. Just don't make no sense is all. You see, I could cause waves. I could. A few phone calls here and there. But don't really gain me nothing. Because you don't care, see. You see, if you cared about the things that I was talking about, or they cared about the things that I was talking about, this might matter. But since no one cares here but me, and certain other interested parties, which nobody wants me to bring up, then it don't really matter, and I do it.
I wish you a safe and pleasant evening, Mr. Kilkenny, on your way home.
Likewise.
He will, once again, he'll stand up at this point and he'll shake the hands of both Ikiro and Ikiro and Lottie, because I think Altazir went back to his car.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say, "If you will excuse me, the hour does grow late, and I do require rest. As I've said, you are more than welcome here whenever you want, free of charge. I think that many of my charges would find value in getting to know you, as it is safe for them, and they do not often get to meet new people."
No problem. Down to meet them again.
If it is possible, I would like to speak to you in private for a few moments.
All right. I shall be in the car. I will say one thing. We were told to bring knives, and I have a whole bunch, and I'm so sad I never got to use them. Like, I thought there was going to be, like,
It was
carving
more
contest or something.
the poster. It's more alliterative and meant not to be taken literally, but whatever it is you deem necessary, I suppose.
I take almost everything literally. Oh well, more for the collection. And Lottie will make her way towards the car.
Before Lottie walks out, Iki will just kind of look over and she'll say, "If you wish to use those knives, well, just let me know if you wish to use them. There are some very interesting things."
Yes.
Wonderful.
Will do. I mean, we have a whole car ride to talk about.
Oh, indeed.
And she's gonna go and leave and try to find that guy who's selling the apples again. She'll probably buy like 5.
Nightshade will return to sit behind his desk, and he'll look at Ikiro and he'll say, "What is it you wish to say to me?"
She'll sit down, and she'll say, I apologize for Owen. He's... how to describe him? Annoying. If that makes any sense.
You'll see him pour more tea, and he'll sip it before he says, "Absolument. I understand what you mean. But then again, he is himself. Ultimately, that is all one can desire, I suppose."
Oh, indeed. Indeed. You... I don't wish to say do not worry about him. To be fair, I wasn't really paying attention to what he was talking about. I tend to zone him out. I zone a lot of people out. Either way. If you ever need any help, I wouldn't be opposed. You're doing a decent thing. Much like the stories of Robin Hood.
Thank you, mademoiselle. As I said, it is difficult, but then again, what family is not inherently in some way difficult?
She's got that look on her face of, yeah, you're telling me, buddy.
Testify. Preach.
She'll nod and say, on that front, I can definitely sympathize with you. Family has its rough spots.
If I should require you, mademoiselle, I shall indeed call.
Wonderful. And it's best, of course, as you already know, not to really let, especially Owen, try to bully you around. He tried to do the same thing to my brother. It was funny, humorous.
This is your twin, no?
Indeed.
If he is half as formidable a man as you, my lady, are formidable a woman, I have no doubt that he rebuffed such an entity.
I lagged out again and didn't catch that.
He said, if he is indeed half as formidable a man as you are as formidable a woman, I have no doubt he rebuffed him easily.
She nods her head and says, yes, for the most part.
I thank you for the time.
Of course. And thank you for putting on such a grandiose show. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Kim, as you leave the room, you see Smiley outside, and he's got his head down. He's kind of doing little circles in the ground with his foot.
Oh boy.
And as you walk out, he's going to hold out his hands, and he's got a piece of paper clasped in them.
Oh boy. Is he offering for her to take it, I'm assuming?
Yep.
She'll take it and read it.
It says in the most childish handwriting you can imagine, I'm very sorry for hurting you. He actually misspelled the word hurting. He spelled it with an E.
I have a feeling this just looks like my handwriting because it's the handwriting of a child. It's horrible. So she'll read it and she'll look up and she'll give him a smile. She'll say, "You didn't hurt me. It was fine."
Oh, thank you, miss. Oh, I didn't want to hurt you, and I'm sorry.
I know you didn't want to hurt me. I would be careful though the next time your boss wishes to see someone. Try asking, and if that doesn't work, then more forward ways.
You see, he kind of puzzles through your sentence, and then he nods and he goes, Smiley will ask next time.
She nods. And if asking doesn't work, then you can grab them.
Okay. Thank you, miss. Thank you for helping Smiley.
She'll smile. And you know what? She'll give him a hug.
Aw. Your arms don't actually get around behind him, but he still appreciates it. And he'll say, that's the nicest thing that's happened to me all day.
If you ever need anything, Smiley, I'm always willing to help.
Thank you, miss. Thank you lots and lots.
She nods her head. And then we'll head off to the car.
Okay. You will all reconvene in the parking lot. All the player characters, etc. If you want to exchange words or anything before you leave.
Didn't mean for you to leave.
There you go.
Alzir's gonna make sure that he gets Lottie's phone number, and then texts her the recipe for making candy apples.
I'll be back in just a second. Just need to go get a drink. Yes, Kim, it's Coke, and yes, you can hear me open it.
Maya, did you hear that?
Yeah, Lottie will take the recipe, and it's 2 a.m. and I have to go.
Yeah, it's almost 2 where I am too. So.
Night, guys. What's it?
Good night.
Yeah. What's it? Kim, we shall converse.
Yes. Basically what Iki was gonna do was she was just gonna say, I know some great ways to incorporate knives into sex if you want, and that was pretty much it.
Sweet. We'll talk about that. Great. All right. Bye,
Yep.
guys.
Bye. I think we can end the scene here, honestly.
Yeah, because Owlsier's basically just gonna look at Ikiro and say, settle everything?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Good. Let me know if there's any further complications. Does have Gravedigger's approval to be here, so he is formally under the protection of the Disparate Alliance.
To be fair, it is not hard to get Gravedigger's approval on anything. All you have to do is amuse him, and that is not very hard.
Well, I don't have too much experience with him. I've only met him once.
You are a very lucky man indeed.
I'm also a very busy man, but that's beside the point.
Who says
I
the two
suppose
cannot be synonymous?
I suppose I should get back to the lab, see if there's been any further updates on what happened to the people. Of course, I know what happened to them, but I have to come up with medical reasons. You know how that is. Have a good evening. May Allah guide your path.
And yours as well.
And he'll get in his car and he'll drive off.
And I believe that is it.
On a side note, I think I just killed Kim.
I don't know, like I said, that makes me laugh every time I hear it. Okay.
Oh, I did want to ask Evan, was there anything that I got back from the council?
And the council will say, we are more than well aware of the existence of the existence of Nightshade and his troop. We consider we consider his endeavors to be a noble one. So, as Allah teaches, we must help and maintain those who are the least of us. We would encourage you in order to do so, should you be able to, in a pragmatic way that leaves no footsteps.
Owlsir will text back saying, I did give him my number, so there is at least one footstep there. However, I have acted as a go-between between him and the leader of the Disparate Alliance of the city, so that Gravedigger is at least aware of his presence and that he has the protection of the Alliance. A little bit of issue with somebody by the name of Black Dog Kilkenny, who apparently sees the criminal side of things and believes that Nightshade is doing a bad thing to the criminals of the city. I told him that they could, quote, fuck themselves, unquote. Apologies for the language.
The text will come back nearly instantly. It will say, Black Dog, interesting. We will compile a report and send it to you. We are not exactly sure as of yet how this pertains into the grander scheme of things, but it may do. So, keep your eyes open and keep us abreast of any further situations.
As always, Allah be with you.
Inshallah. And with that, Kim, I think we're good. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. There's been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Cirque de Freak, yo!